Hi, friends, and thanks for coming to learn more about famous places and people in North America. So I thought we would first start out with singing our continent song, right? So we can remember all of our continents and study North America, okay? Let's. Hi, friends, and thanks for coming for another lesson. So we're learning about famous places and people in North America. And I thought we could start with our continent song so we can remember our 7 continents and then learn about North America. Okay? North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica. These are the continents. These are the continents. 7 continents around our world. Yes, and once again, this is North America. We're going to be learning about some famous people and famous places in North America, okay? We're going to start with Canada and a special place called Ontario. Can you say Ontario? Ontario. And there's a very cool building in Toronto, Ontario. Toronto's the name of the city. See this beautiful city here? And there's this wonderful building, which a lot of people know. It's a very famous building in Canada. It's called the CN Tower. Can you say CN Tower? Yes, and it's a famous place, famous building in Canada. And it's always neat to learn about different places and different things they have. And maybe someday you'll go and visit the CN Tower, or maybe you already have. But it's a very cool tower, and I thought it'd be fun to show you. And it's in Canada. So there's a famous person in Canada, and his name was Terry Fox. Can you say Terry Fox? Terry Fox is a runner, but do you see how he is got his regular leg here and then he has what's called a prosthetic leg? And he would run even though one of his legs was missing and they replaced it, of course, with a prosthetic, but he would still run. He ran over 3,000 miles. Wow, that's a lot. So he was very strong. And even though he only had one leg, he still could run. And he ran for a far distance. And I thought that was very courageous of him. I also thought it was really cool to just learn about. And he's very famous in Canada. They talk about him fondly because he was a runner who ran even though he did lose his leg when he was 18, I think. So anyway, he's a famous person from Canada. Canada. All right, so now let's talk about the United States of America. And there is a very cool place in the United States called New York. And maybe you've been to New York, but there's also a very cool statue in New York that I wanted to show you guys. The Statue of Liberty. Yes, and maybe you've seen the Statue of Liberty. I've seen the Statue of Liberty, and it's very big and it's very beautiful. And you guys know about the Statue of Liberty. It stands for accepting all people of all kinds into our country. It's very important to our country, and so we always celebrate it and learn about it. And I thought I would tell you about it again in case you wanted to remember it, or if you haven't heard of it before, you can learn it for the first time. So, all right, let's look at a famous person from the United States of America. A famous American. Oh, and there's a flag. And who is this? George Washington. Can you say George Washington? George Washington. It's the first president of our country, and we have had 45 presidents. And I thought it'd be fun to count to 45 by fives so we can remember counting by fives, but also remind ourselves that we've had 45 presidents of our country, okay? Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We've had 45 presidents, and George Washington was the first president of our country. He's a very important leader of our nation, and I thought it would be good to show you his picture and tell you about him as a famous person in the United States. All right, so let's talk about our last country, which is Mexico. And Mexico has a lot of really cool things, but there's a special place called the Yucatan. Yucatan, and it has a wonderful building in it, very old Aztec temple, which is really neat, and it's very strong. It was built a really long time ago, but see, look how beautiful it is even after all this time. And it's called Chichen Itza. Ooh, can we say Chichen Itza? Chichen Itza. Wow. And of course, everybody in Mexico, I believe most everybody in Mexico speaks Spanish. So that name, Chichen Itza, is a Spanish name, and it has to do with the Aztec people, which is the kind of people that lived, and those are one of the buildings that they have. It's really cool. So anyway, that's a famous place in Mexico, and now let's look at a famous person, okay? Oh, and the flag of Mexico. This is a famous person, and this is actually her self-portrait. She was a beautiful artist, and she would paint these beautiful self-portraits. And there's her real picture. Her name was Frida Kahlo. And she was once again a wonderful artist, and you can see the beautiful leaves behind her and the animals and the colors of her outfit and the way her hair is done, and all of that really celebrates the Mexican culture and the look and the feel of the painting. And so she is very celebrated in Mexico as being a very famous artist and just a very, very neat self-portrait. So if you've ever tried to do a self-portrait, you can think of Frida and how she did her self-portrait here. And she's a very famous person from Mexico. So, all right, that's what I had for our famous people and places for North America. I hope you guys had fun learning about all of those things, and we'll try to do another lesson soon, okay? All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye.